Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. For some of us, it is ridiculous to see some former important countries with their leaders still thinking that they have it and still thinking that they have something to say on the global scene or global arena. And they don't understand that some of us laugh at them. In this case, we have friends. I'm not talking about friends and by itself. I think United States of America and Russia, China, to a certain extent, India are the players on this planet. Great Britain is not. It still has a lot of spies, and that's good. It still has some connections in the financial system. The Germans are no power. The French are no power. They used to be, but they're not. They relinquished it. Is that how you say it? When you just give it away because you're too idiot? Or some people that are, how should I put it, foreign to you, they made you do this. By how? Losing your economic power. Great investments in other countries. Great. So what do we have here? We have Macron, the president of France. And he thinks he's very important. I don't think he is. I mean, he is compared with others, but on the, as I said, is not a first tier country anymore. I mean, they lost their balls. The Germans lost them, were snipped in 1945, and the Brits, the same, bankrupted their empire in the same time. So, good job. And after that, United States of America and its bankers took over you. Oh, Marshall Plan, they helped you. It was a takeover, nevertheless. And this is the second takeover. What's going on right now? We're in the process of another Marshall Plan, but they do it like this. They destroy your industries, your economies, by making you impose sanctions on yourselves for moral reasons, and then they will come and they will take over. How? Militarily, they're already in Europe. What do you want? And financially, you can't compete with the US or even China or India. Ah, well, you're still there, but you're losing. You're going down the list. Nevertheless, let's go. What's going on? Why am I saying this? You have no resources. You have no fucking resources. I mean, maybe you have the know-how, but the Chinese have it too, the Russians have it too, and many others. But you have no resources. So you depend on other people to give you resources. If they don't give you resources, you count your fingers. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so on. 1, 2, 3. That's what you do. That's it. Or maybe you play a little bit. So what do we have here? Moscow reacts to French proposed Olympic truce. So Macron proposed a truce, stop of hostilities in Ukraine for the duration of the Olympics. That sounds very, very nice, very beautiful. I think the war should not have started in the first place. And I hold French leaders in contempt, right? I hold them as guilty. Remember, they were one of the two guarantors that Ukraine will implement the Minsk I and Minsk II agreements, which they didn't. So we are at war partly because you failed. You said you will have the leverage, but you didn't. Why? Not because you didn't have the leverage against the Ukrainians. The Americans did not play as the guarantors. Why? Because they were in charge. So whatever you did showed you what I said at the beginning of this video. You are a second-tier country. United States is the one. Russia is the one. China is the one. To some extent, India. Now, what do we have here? I'm not going to claim Israel. No, but anyway, Israel is not. I mean, it's independent. It's strong because, it has all kind of hanky-panky. So what do we have here? So Macron said that. Now, I'm Russia. What do you think I would react to? How I would react to that? I would say, motherfuckers, you humiliate our athletes by not allowing them to come over there. If you allow them to come over there, they are supposed to be humiliated with a non-something flag, represent a no flag. And you think about banning them, and you ask me to stop something that you were part of it. You are guilty of. You couldn't stop it. But you're a guarantor? What are you talking about? Why would I listen to you? Why would I accept what you say? Why would I pay attention to you? And now you come and suck my dick because of this? No, no, move away. Thank you very much. You come. They have enough offers. I'm talking about the Russians. So this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous what's going on over here. And let's see the Kremlin's answer to Mr. Macron's proposal. Remember, right now, Russia, the West, in a war. The West is here, Russia is here. So why would these guys want to stop? So this guy can buy some time. Remember, they proposed many times a ceasefire in Ukraine. And you know what? Zelensky, the Americans, the French, the Brits said no, because that would give Russia time to recuperate. No, to bring, to rearrange, That's what they said. And now they say, how about you do it? And now the Russians said, no, because they would give you the chance to recuperate. So, you. But I will go with the first one. The mayor of Paris said that the Russian delegations, the Russian people, the Russian athletes, and the Belarusians are not welcomed to Paris? And you ask me to cease fire? Maybe I send, I don't know, a Tsar bomb on Paris, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Nothing will happen. They will not. The Russians will not listen to these guys for the reasons, some of the reasons that I mentioned. Moscow reacts to French proposed Olympic truce. Ukraine could use any ceasefire to its advantage, the Kremlin has said. Not Ukraine. It's you guys who want us to stop fucking you up there. Ukraine typically uses any truce observed by Russia to gain an advantage on the battlefield, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said on Tuesday, responding to an quote-unquote Olympic ceasefire proposed by French President Emmanuel Macron. Yeah, you like it now, you want it now, and you propose it. Who the fuck are you? That just happens in your country. Besides, you opened the Olympics to everybody. And then you have 1973 or whatever it was, 74, the Olympics, 74 I think it was, 73. Olympics, you got those guys settling scores like idiots in Munich. Good job, yeah. They settle the scores on your territory and then you pay reparations. Fuck me, Freddy. Remember, the German government paid money to the victims of that attack in Munich by those guys. I don't want to use that word here. Why? Why did you accept them? Keep them over there. Stay over there. Do your fucking Olympics over there how much you want it. Wherever. Go. We don't need your garbage here. We'd have our garbage. But hey, inclusion. And now they say, well, we should not. We should have peace. Really? Yeah, we should have peace. But under whose terms? On Monday, Macron urged a global suspension of hostilities. He's the peace. He wants a Nobel Peace Prize now. Suspension of hostilities during the 2024. I hope they do, but they will not. Olympic Games, set to be held in Paris in July and August. He specifically mentioned the Ukraine conflict and the war in Gaza when discussing the idea with the French media. I'm guaranteeing you those in Gaza will say, screw you. In response, Kremlin spokesman Peskov said that Russian President Vladimir Putin had been asked about similar initiatives on numerous occasions. And I'm quoting, both our president and our military officials have pointed out that the Kiev regime usually uses such ideas and initiatives to regroup, rearm, etc. This certainly makes considering such initiative much harder, Peskov stated. The Russian government has in any case not received any formal proposals from France in that regard, he added. After Macron suggested an Olympic truce in Ukraine last month, Putin insisted that Moscow would be driven by its own interests and the battlefield situation when considering any calls for a ceasefire. And the same thing the West will do in Ukraine. And I'm quoting, we stand for peace talks, but not those calls because the opponent is running out of ammunition. The Russian leader stated, Moscow expects Kiev to, and I'm quoting, actually be serious in seeking truly peaceful, long-term, good neighborly relations between the two states and not a pause for a couple of years to rearm, he added. Macron is among the Western leaders who advocates continued military assistance for Ukraine. Yeah, he has vowed to ramp up French arms production so it can supply weapons to Kiev for years to come. Weasel, weasel, weasel. I mean, it's obvious, simple, it's not complicated to see through this guy. But baboons, 3 minutes attention span, too busy eating each other's fleas and humping one another. That's what I'm So here is, my friends. What do you think? I think it's an insult. It's an insult. I would say, well, first, that garbage, put the flags back over there. Treat our athletes as equal human beings with your athletes. Oh, you don't want us to win Olympic medals? Gotcha. Okay. So you can win more. It becomes not an all-inclusive. It becomes on a very exclusivist club over there. We don't like you today. We don't allow you to participate. Really? Why do you accept everybody else? I mean, didn't it start from ancient Greece? I don't remember him having the Maya. Were Maya around there? No, they weren't. Did they have, I don't know, the Chinese participating with their cards? No. Why? They have their own. But hey, we include, but now we decide, some weasels decide. Since when that belongs to you? I mean, you either make it general, and it's to see whose athletes are better from what country, or you make it political. And it's exactly what these guys are making it. That's a disgrace. A disgrace. Do you think that other countries did not deserve the same treatment as Russia before? If it let's say we accept this behavior towards the Russian athletes, do you think other countries did not deserve that? I mean, please, it's just a double standard. And think about the athletes. Okay, don't think about Putin, his girlfriends, or don't think about it. Think about an athlete. An athlete sacrifices his or her life as a teenage, as a boy, as a girl, as a young adult, to achieve something outside. You know, sometimes to achieve a performance, a maximum, to break some ceilings, to do something, and you prevent that person because of some political garbage you don't like. Is that athlete's fault? I mean, if it's like this, every civilian that is in a country that I'm at war with is what? Fair game or something? Because you participate in the production of ammunition and food for the army that is fighting me? I mean, like this, we can go on and on. So those athletes, because why? Because they're Putin's athletes? They are Russians. They're not Putin's athletes. Oh, Putin will use them as, well, beat them then. Show that your methods are better. Your athletes are better. Then let's see who's better are. I mean, it's a competition. And there's not Putin, it's Russia, it's the Russians. But hey, it's too much for these guys. It's just, they're going to look like, what are you talking about? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Now they want a ceasefire. Temporary. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.